So you should be putting 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 9 in. Oh, we don't want the square root right now. Wait on the square root. We want 7 squared. So again, right now we're just typing in the 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 9. We'll deal with the square root in a second. The parentheses is fine though. Again, you're not listening to me, so we don't want to put the square root in, guys. We just want to do the 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 9. And I'd like you guys to put that in your calculator and show me what you get. So I'm going to come around and look at your calculators before we move on. I'm doing it right now myself. So I want to see where you went wrong if you made a mistake. So again, I don't want the square root. I want just the number underneath the, yeah, there you go. So again, I don't want the square root. So 7 squared, so try to do it without the calculator, thank you. Or without the square root, please. So 7 squared, you're not using the squared button. So squared is that little button. Well, maybe that was it. Minus 4 times 2 times negative 9. Yep, there you go. You getting it, you guys? Yep, good work. Don't want to do the square root. So we're just doing the part without the square root. Yeah. So you forgot the negative 9. Do you see that? Good work. Get it in there. Do you know how to do squared? Let me show you. So 7 and then squared is just going to be minus, yeah, good work. How do you do? Good work. Thank you. You're using the negative symbol instead of the minus. And that's the kind of things I'm trying to figure out. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, I just want the part underneath the square root right now. You got it? Yep, that's it. Yep, good job. Let me see your calculator. Okay, well that's why we're practicing it right now. Yep, good job. So you're just typing the 7 squared, so not the square root, minus 4 times 2 times negative 9.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine. So minus the negative is, I don't know why they do different things when it comes to it. They're technically not, but that's confusing. You get it over here? Thank you. Okay. I think we're all there. Can we get it? Yep. Okay. How are we doing? Yes. Okay. So, again, the reason why I'm being so strict on getting this part is because it is annoying. There's like little things about it, like I was just talking with Isaac, like he put negative versus a minus sign, and his calculator did it wrong. It thought he was saying a negative 4 is being multiplied there. So there's a lot of things you can do wrong with this, but we want to get it obviously right. So I want to make sure we kind of figure out some of those little goofy loopholes. So you're taking all that, and we found out that's 121, and everybody had that in their calculator. And on the bottom it's 2 times 2, so I'm just going to write 4. Now some of you guys wanted to go the step further and wanted to do the square root. I was just making sure though, because if you try to put that all underneath the square root to begin with, a lot of times it does something weird and it doesn't quite work right. So I suggest trying to do those in 2 steps like this. So now we're going to take the square root of 121, which some of you guys already did, and that should be 11. Now, if you guys did not get the square root of don't know how to put square root of 121 in, please ask. So do you guys all know how to type in the square root of 121? And I think a lot of you do, but I don't think everyone does. We're all okay with that? Anyone need help? Maybe you're using a calculator you haven't used before. Do you guys know how to do that? Yeah? So that, Dean, I think you were asking me about that. It's okay, the parentheses, don't let that bug you. Yeah, that's it. That's the answer. It's 11. It should be 11. The square root should be, I don't know what happened there. Just try typing it again. It's all good. Square root 121. There it is. We should get 11. Everyone good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because all these little steps are things that we really haven't done before. We haven't used the square root, so it's understandable if it's difficult. Again, if you had me go down and try to play the trumpet right now, I would be terrible at it. Like, like I would have no idea how to do it. And that's like you guys walking in here not knowing how to do the square root. Like, I mean, and you could probably say, no, the trumpet's easy, but I mean, it's something that like I need to practice. We're practicing this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do two equations. We're gonna do 7 plus 11 divided by 4 and 7 minus 11 divided by 4. And when we do this though, I'm gonna wait to grab my calculator, but I do wanna add for, like, do the addition and subtraction before I divide. So 7 plus 11, and you can put that in your calculator, that's 18, and we're gonna divide it by 4. And if you did that, divide by 4, you're gonna get like 4.5, I believe, or 4 1/2. This one is going to be a negative 4 over 4, and you're going to get negative 1 for it. Again, these problems are not easy. That's why we're not just doing this in one day and saying, like, this is that they use in a row.
Yeah, is the 7 supposed to be negative?
Oh, it is. Dang it. See, this is a great example of how I could go wrong. So sorry. Thank you, Lissy. So way back here, I missed the 7 being negative. Do you guys see that? I forgot to bring that down. So when I said that opposite of B thing is so important, it's so easy to miss out on. I'm going to blame the fact that we were doing this over the course of 2 days. But I think it just flips our signs, right? So this one would be positive 1, right? And then this one would be a negative 18 over 4. Sorry. Thank you for speaking up. I thought I like added wrong, so I thought it was like the very last step, so I was like, but no, that's annoying. Sorry. Yeah, you're just flipping the signs. Yep. So yeah, it just changed the signs of our answer. All right. So we're going to go through at least another 1 or 2 of these to kind of like just practice the whole process. Again, I know these take long. Again, with our homework, I'm probably going to like keep it pretty short to make sure that we're comfortable with these before we kind of make you do it all. So just that you guys know that, like, I'm trying to be cognizant of that. So I'm probably going to alter our homework again to make sure we're comfortable with this. So again, we're going to go through our steps we learned yesterday. So the first one is we want to make the equation equal 0. So what are we moving in this? What are we going to move over? The 30x. So we're going to subtract 30x. This one has some big numbers. And I'm putting the 30x in the middle so that way it's easier to tell what my A, B, and C are. So I like writing that in that order. So our second step is to list our A, B, and C. So, Riley, what's our A in this case? Our A is going to be 5. We go with that. That's in front of the x squared. Okay. Lindsay, what do you think our B is? Our B is negative 30. Very good. And then Dylan, what's our C? 45. So again, listing all those out is really, really important and helpful. So like knowing what our A, B, and C are. This also helps me when I'm grading it. Let's say you have 2 of those flipped. Like let's say you didn't put this in the right order and you have 45 and 30 flipped. That way I could see that's where you went wrong and I'm not just looking at this like what in the world happened here. It allows me just to see like if you made a little mistake and I can help you with it. So our next step is now we're going to put all this into our formula. But again, that's what I think this is maybe one of the toughest steps because it's so easy to get things mixed up. So opposite of B, and our B is a negative 30, so we're going to do plus 30 or positive 30. Okay. our b squared is negative 30 minus 4 times our a, and I always like putting these in parentheses, which would be 5, and then c is 45. All over 2 times a. So is everyone okay with where I put everything? Any questions about that? So now our next step, remember, we're going to do just underneath the square root. So that negative 30 squared, now I would suggest putting that in parentheses on the negative 30 minus 4 times 5 times 45. Yep, you're right about that. This is kind of a unique outcome. Yeah, and if you want to check with me, otherwise feel free to write it down. It's kind of a strange one. Maybe it's not a strange answer, maybe it's kind of a easy answer. Good job, that's it. Yeah. Oh, careful. I think we should do 45. I think you did negative 9. Let's do that. All right. What'd you guys get for all that? You did all that work and what'd you get? 0. I don't know, is that satisfying or is that like annoying that this huge crazy thing is just 0? Like, I don't know. So, 30 plus or minus the square root of 0. Now if you didn't get 0, please feel free to ask. We can figure out what you did wrong in your calculator. All over 2 times 5, which is 10. Now square root of 0, you can take the square root of 0, but hopefully you know that it's just what? It's just 0, yeah. The square root of 0 is just 0. And there's really not a positive and negative 0. It's just 0. Like, I can't say I'm taking away $0 from you or I'm giving you $0. It's nothing. So our x value is 30 plus or minus 0 all over 10. So it's really just 30 over 10. So we get one answer. 30 divided by 10 is just 3. Our only answer for this equation is just 3. So this is one where we only get the one answer. All right, I want to show you guys one other type of problem, and this last one. So we'll finish up with this, and then what we're going to do again on Monday is we're going to do more practice with this. We'll probably have you guys work together on this, on maybe some sort of activity or a worksheet or something like that you guys just can get practice with it. But we're not moving on to something new. We're not getting ready for the test quite yet because I want to make sure you guys feel confident with this because it's not an easy concept. But I think it's one of those things with practice, it makes a lot more sense. All right, so this one already equals 0 for us, which is very nice of them that it already equals 0. So I can already list my A, B, and C. And these are nice small numbers. I will warn you guys, this is another different one. There's some uniqueness to this one as well. And these as a student, always bugged me. I always thought I did something wrong. And we're going to finish with this question, then I'm going to give you guys the rest of the time to work on homework, and that'll allow you guys to ask questions and kind of check. And I really suggest this would be a great homework assignment to sit with somebody else and talk through things. So like making sure that like you're checking each step that you guys are getting the same thing. Okay. So negative b, so negative 3 would be positive 3, plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c, all over 2a. And you guys catch yourselves singing over 2a. I know you were all looking up quadratic formula songs last night in your spare time. Yeah, good job. All right, so Hayden was the first one to show me here. He did everything underneath the square root. And something, and you might not realize it's weird yet, what you guys get is the number underneath the square root. I'll give you guys a little bit more time. I know some of you guys are still typing. All that stuff underneath the square root, put that in. Yeah, that looks good. So we should be getting a negative 71 under there. Now, you might not right now realize that's weird, but that's a weird answer. Because if you try to take the square root of that, your calculator is going to yell at you. Not really, but it like probably gives you an error message. Try taking the square root. What does your calculator say? Square root of negative 71. What does it tell you? So, Jason says math error. You did not make a math error. You just did something your calculator doesn't know how to do. Because the square root of 71 is not a real number. It doesn't exist. It's imaginary, like imaginary friend. So this does not work. So when we get to a problem like this, you might even like these kind because it means we can be done. So we just say there's no solution, or we can say technically there's no real solution. Come on. Doesn't want to write right now. I'm going to give up here on that. So there's no real solution for that. So we can be done. So what this would be is that there's not an answer we can find right now. This is something that, like maybe in Algebra 2, if you decide to take that class, that you'd be able to figure out an answer for it, but it would be what we call an imaginary solution, which is a thing. So if those come up, it's possible, but I will let you guys know, this is less likely. This is kind of one of those rare things that happen. So if you have that happening every time, let's talk and make sure something isn't going wrong. So for our homework, I might have to move things over in Schoology real quick. I don't know if I have it in there yet. Okay, let's do okay, we're going to do 4 questions. Let's do 3, 5, 9, and 13. I'll put this in Schoology. I don't think it's currently in there. I'll move it over.